Hi guys, welcome to this video. So we had a look on the difference between the location, the local location, the world location, position, etc, etc. And now I'm gonna continue a little bit with this, but not talking about this anymore, but just introducing some basic variables and talking about the branch, the if test. So we can go and create a new variable. We're gonna call move based on the cube. We have to compile. Then when you compile, you can actually change after the values of the variables. So this is the main type of variable we're going to be using, and then you can use a lot of different other variables, for example object or widget or whatever. That's going to be covered like later on. So now that we have our variable, Boolean is used mainly say true or false. It's just for like basic test. So to do a test, we're gonna hit B on our keyboard, left click. So to create a branch, we can also type branch or if. So when we have our branch, we're gonna we want actually to check if this value is true or false. So we can drag it, and or we can, when we drag it, not on this one, but here we can choose to get it or set. We can also hold Alt to set it and Control to get it. That's like some shortcuts to be faster. So we want to do actually an event tick. So every frame is going to be fired like all the time. And now we want to set actually an offset. So I want to add a local offset. So remember the difference between the offset and the position. The offset, we add value, and when we set the position, we set based on this coordinate. So I'm gonna add an offset of 100. So now what is gonna happen, it's every frame that's gonna check if it's true. Yes, it's true, so do that. It's false. Okay, well, I want to check if it's false. So print, it's a function we use to print something on the screen to actually test it, debugging, or like test the value of variable, or like a lot of different stuff. So we're gonna just launch it now. So what's gonna happen, the cube is gonna fly away, because even though we have our test here, it's firing all the time, and all the time is going to add offset. So now the cube is like miles, kilometers away. So what we want to add here, it says like, well, as soon as you add 100, I don't want to move it again. So I'm gonna hold Alt to set, and I'm gonna set my variable to false, right, and false. So now it's gonna fire one time, and then the variable is gonna be false, so it won't do it again. So now we can see our cube is still here, and now it's firing all the time false, so it's printing on my screen false, 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 every frame. So if I want him to be able to continue, I want to actually say like, well, you know, after like 1 second, I want you to be able to move again, and then 1 second later again. So I can add a delay and say like every second you're gonna move. Now, Control W to duplicate, and then my variable to true. So now, when I play it, every second is moving of 100, because it's firing, going like, yeah, through 100, false. So now everything is fired goes to false because we can't move. We can't move just for 1 second. See how like delay 1 second and then it sets to true again. So when it's firing, like, oh yeah, true, but just one time. And then false, 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 true, false, 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 true. There we go. So you get the idea. So that's like a basic branch test, but really, really, really useful for many, many, many situations. So now we're gonna go a little bit more deep with this, and I'm gonna create, for example, a door. So I created for another tutorial, but I'm gonna create it again. I'm gonna say like door for player blueprint. I always get confused with the French keyboard and English keyboard. So I'm gonna just like quickly create a cube. Up, up. So it's just a little door. Control W. I can duplicate. There we go. Control W. I usually like something that is really a good habit. It's to name those guys. So I can say like door frame, copy it, and then I can press F2. It's like in Windows. F2 allows me to rename straight away, and then Control W. That's gonna be the door itself. There we go. So it's gonna be like a saloon door, like not a saloon door, but like a weird door, because the pivot point is in the middle. So actually, when we rotate the door, it's rotating based on the pivot point itself. So it's something I didn't mention. It's W to change to move around, E to change rotation, and R to change the scale. I can change the scale here, and I say like, well, here. So then this guy one is gonna move. It's gonna move like. Okay, perfect. You can reset the value. Hop. Here we go. So I'm gonna go a little bit like this, and because I'm perfectionist, I'm gonna just go like this and this. Okay, good enough. Now that I have like the beginning of my door, what we're gonna do, we're gonna open this door when the player is gonna be nearby. So to do so, we're gonna go in our event graph. So remember, we can drag the object we wanna move, and then we're gonna introduce a new component here. It's gonna be a collision box. So the collision box, it's invisible in the scene, and it actually allows us to do two things. We can rather have options of this collision box here. So if we have it selected and we go, well, I want an event about the collision, so I want like when something is overlapping my box, but I have heaps of options that I don't need right now. So I'm not gonna use this event. I'm gonna use a simple event actor beginning overlap. This is an overlapping with the entire actor, because actor beginning overlap. But since when we have this object here, we can see that the entire object is also the box collision that's part of the object itself. So when my player is gonna enter into his invisible box, that's gonna like trigger this guy. So we can say like, when we enter here, we wanna add a rotation of this guy. So we can say like, hey, rotation. So we're gonna add a local rotation because it's gonna be moving based on the pivot points. So we want to move in which axis? We can go and check. So we can see here it's blue, so it's on the z-axis, right? You can see the value are changing here. So I want to add 90. Simple as that. Now Control Shift S to save all. When I play, I have my cube moving. So now, see when I collide with it, each time I'm gonna collide with it, that's gonna change the position. Now the problem, like as you can see when I go out, nothing happens, so my draw is not really working properly, right? I'm gonna just delete this guy. This guy we don't need it anymore. Going back to this. So it's good. It's like it's overlapping when we go into it, but what we want to do is close it when we go out of it. So we can say overlap and actor end overlap. So when the actor ends overlap, we want to add 90 as well. And I'm gonna leave it here. It's a good way to debug as well, so you can see actually what's going on. So I'm colliding, hop, he fires, you see the event, and now I'm going away. As soon as I stop to overlap with this, then it's moving out. So now my door works a little bit better than before. And you can see that some events, they have like a little other thing that I can drag. So this is like the actor. I'm just thinking if I cover in this video on another one. I'm gonna just show you quickly. It's just like bonus things. You don't need this. If you wanna follow, you can already pass to the next video. But quickly, like this is, for example, to check which actor is actually colliding. So let's say, for example, the door. I want to be able to open the door only if it's my player, not if it's an AI. So I can say, for example, well, I want to check if the actor colliding with this, it's the same as my player. So I can go like get player. So get player character. And see as this value is the same bluish as this one. So I can say like, well, if this one is equal object, so I can select an asset directly. So I can say if it's equal to my AI, then you open it. For example, if we want only the AI able to open this door because, for example, they have the key and the players, in order to open it, he needs to find a key first. Or if we say like, well, you know, like hold the B branch, so that's my condition. I'm gonna tidy up just to make it more clear here. So if the actor overlapping is the same as my main character, then yes, add an offset. And same here. So we can't see as is replacing, so we actually need to duplicate this. So from this, we can actually say, oh yeah, we can do like a check again. So when it's stop to overlapping, if it's true, we add an offset again. This is a little bit more advanced already, but yeah, I think it's cool things to check, to cover. So now it's gonna actually do the same, because when I'm colliding it, well, that's the same as my character, so it's fine, it's opening. What we can say, it's like, if it's not the same, so we can, for example, like delete this guy and say like, well, my AI is actually this guy, just an example, eh? So if my AI is this guy and I want to be able to open it only colliding it, but my actor colliding is not the same as my eye, so I don't want to open the door. And then we can also go even like deeper than that and say like, well, if it's the same as my eye, or, so we can say like, that's gonna be like too complex, so I'm gonna do that in another video. Basically, like we can say like, if it's the same as the AI, or if the character has the key, then open it. But if it's an AI, you open it anyway. And if it's not the same as the AI, but the character has the key, so the key is like a value we stuck in the variable, then we open the door. But that's gonna be for a little bit more, because this is getting definitely a bit more complex. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.